This is the Peter Greenwood Show at the Glasgow Film Festival, and to my right, and then right, kind of, I've got a guest who's here to talk to me about their film. Could you tell me your name and your film, please?
Hello, my name is Alice Winocour, and the name of my film is Couture.
How are you today, Alice?
Yeah, good.
So let's talk couture. I need to make sure I'm saying that right. Couture?
Yeah. Couture, yeah. In French it means also stitches.
Right. Which I believe was the original title of the film.
Yeah, but in French actually it's with an S, which means, yes, stitches, all the stitches and the ones behind the haute couture.
Okay. So what is couture? Where did this film come from? What's your story with it?
Yes, Couture is a story, it's a kind of a round dance between it's three women crossing each other in Paris during Fashion Week. And it's also the story of Maxine Walker, who is a horror movie director who comes to Paris to direct a movie for a kind of short film to open the Paris fashion show. And she learns when she arrives in the city that she has a cancer, and so it's a kind of a it's about like two different worlds, this the glitz and the glamour of this fashion week, and a character that is confronted to the idea of her death. But it's also a kind of I did really this movie inspired by my own personal story, but also the story of other women, as I didn't know anything about fashion. And because it was such a personal story, I wanted to set it in a world I didn't know. So all the stories that are told in the movie, all of those women's stories, are stories of real makeup artists, models, seamstresses I've met really during Fashion Week.
What was it like learning about fashion and making it look authentic on screen?
Yeah, we did really the film with the support of Chanel, the French brand, and because it was the first time ever a film was shot in their place in Paris, and at the same time they really collaborate with the movie, because I wanted to have this real reality of a real maison de couture, but I didn't want to make an advertisement for them, so there is no logo of in the film, so we erased it. So it was the idea of a fiction, of a house that is a fiction, and at the same time we see all the real person who are working in it.
What was that like, being the first fictional film to be able to film at Chanel? That must have been quite cool.
Yeah, it was interesting, as I didn't know, for example, we see in the movie that a seamstress is sewing a hair in the dress. I didn't know, but it's in every Chanel dress there is a hair of a seamstress, like it's the same in every haute couture atelier. It's all of those little stories. For seamstresses, it's really like a love story with the dress, So it was all those women's story, and the real theme of the film is really the fragility of life and existence. But also it's stories about women's body. There are those models those bodies are glorified, magnified, but at the same time we see they have an expiration date, because at 23 they are already like old. And we see this very big star like Angelina Jolie differently also, because we see the real Angelina behind the icon Angelina Jolie. It's more about the real life and parts of real life of women.
I'd like to ask a little bit about how Angelina got involved. What was that process like, bringing her into the film? And how did she react to the script when she first read it?
Yeah, I wrote the story inspired by my own story with the disease, and so there are like all of the stages of this idea of sedation when you learn it, but I sent it to. I didn't want to make a sad movie, or on the opposite. I wanted to make a really joyful movie, a kind of celebration of life and the life of others. And so I sent the film to Angelina because I knew, because to me it was a bit more than a normal movie, and I wanted someone to play this character of Maxine Walker, to be also, to have a special also connection with this story. And Angelina never had a cancer, but she did a double mastectomy to escape the family fate, as her mother and her grandmother has died from breast cancer. So she had like this connection with the subject, and she was like very enthusiastic about the script, as she liked also the idea that it was not just a film about cancer, it was a film about different women supporting each other, having like going through difficult times in their life, but at the same time there was a political thing about sharing her part with others, and to have this collective like core of women, not to have just an individual destiny. So I think she was very also happy about that. And then it was the first time she was speaking French in a movie, so she learned how to speak French. And there is also a love story in the film with Louis Garrel, who is a very cool French actor. And so it was also very special for her, I think, as a movie.
Was it painful or difficult for you to write the story and then watch it kind of being played out again for you, knowing what you'd gone through? And what was it like watching Angelina get to grips with that?
Oh, when you are in the process of directing and writing, you're more in the work. So, I was thinking about the characters and the fiction. And working with Angelina was really like a very strong experience, as we were like, it's not only the disease who was the bound between the two of us. We were also I like very much that she's a kind of a punk. Since her teenage years, she's very like... she has a kind of rebel way to... and also she's a warrior. She has been through many difficult times in her life, and yes, she's still like doing it her own way, and that's really what I really admire in her. And so it was a very joyful experience to work together, and we had a lot of fun, and it was also very strong to share stitches and also to share wounds and stitches with others. It's something that is very warm and comforting.
It must be a cool moment for you as a person when Angelina walks on set and there she is, just between us. What's Angelina like? Is she nice?
Yeah, actually, I haven't really looked at her as Angelina Jolie since she was on set. She was really an actor I was working with, so I was not starstruck or whatever. It was something else that we were like hand in hand, were like trying to do the best work possible. And as it was also very new for her to be in this kind of, because she's showing a lot of her own intimacy in this film. Sometimes she was telling me, but it's too close for me. It's gonna be like, it's stressful. I have nothing to hide. It's sometimes it's more difficult to do a film where you show your intimacy, more difficult than an action movie. So because it was also the first time for her, it was like it was a kind of travel together and in the safe space of the movie.
Which must have made creating it even more special with the finished product that you're now here in Glasgow with.
Yes, it's really moving to bring it to the audiences and to travel with the movie in the world and to have the reactions. And I hope, our idea was also to tell other women who've been through the same experiences or families or like you are not alone, like we've been through this. and again, like there's this turmoil of love. It's a kind of a love and life, and it's really what we wanted to capture.
What is next for you in the film? Do you have a next project in the pipeline?
Yes, I have a next project. I'm finishing the writing, and now that I'm traveling a lot, it's I have to go back to work soon. But yes, I'm happy to go on for another one.
That'll be excellent.
Thank you.
Where can people find out more about you and the film online?
I don't know. Maybe on Google if you if you type Couture. I don't know. But yes, there's a trailer, and I think you can find some infos online, definitely.
Thank you so much for your time today. Good luck with the film.
Yeah, thank you for your invitation.